to Psychic Cafe. Is it all working? Yes, I think so. Good morning. So we're going to do the live draw this morning for September's readings from the people that purchased the deeper dives and from everyone that commented on my videos throughout the month of September. Thank you all for doing that very much. Mini reads, have we got any in? I don't know. If you want a mini read, you can book one of them right now if you want. There's a link there in the live chat. So let's do it. Let's do the prize draw. No, we've got no mini reads booked in over the weekend. How was your weekend? Was it good? Mine, I don't know. It just seemed to go so fast. I didn't seem to do anything because my, Saturday morning I went for a beach walk, but I had a massage booked in, 3-hour massage booked in with my massage therapist who, she's so good at what she does, but she's leaving the island. Anyway, she was supposed to be leaving the island on Sunday, but she's actually going either tomorrow or in a couple of days' time, so I'm going to get another one in with her. But after that, oh wow, she laid into me. I've got bruises on me from it. But I tell you what, she sorted it out. At the end of it, she's like, can you move your arm backwards now? I'm like, yes, I can without pain. There's a little bit of pain back there now. So I'm going to get another one from her. But yeah, it's just a problem down the whole side of my left side. So apart from that, after that, I just took it easy all weekend. It's all I could do. I just had to rest. I had another beach walk on yesterday morning, but that was it for me. Just taking it easy. How about you? How was your weekend? Hey, Maria. Good to see you. Well, good luck, everybody, with winning. Let's do the draws. So first up, let's just get rid of that. First up, let's do the prize draw for the deeper dive read. So everyone that watched my pick a card reads, random number generator, everyone that picked my pick a card reads is entered into this for that month. So let's generate a random number from all of those and find out who has won. The winner is this one. The winner is Laura Folan. Oh, Laura, cool. Laura almost gets all of the pick a card read deeper dives, so that's really cool. Oh, Laura, I'm so happy that you got that. Winner. And okay, what about the comments? So there were 80 videos. 80 videos. 80 videos in September. Now, not all of them were commented on. Because I put some shorts out and they are videos too, and a lot of them went out without any comments on, so do remember to comment on the shorts. Anyway, they're all in there in the drawer. So hello, Anonymous Living. Let's see who the winner is. This is a little bit more complicated. So the winning video is that one. Let me find it. It's going to take me a while, this. I wish there was an easy way to do this, but there kind of isn't. Okay, these are the public ones. What number was it again? Okay. You're just going to have to bear with me, sorry. I'm going to have to do some counting now. So, videos that are public, September, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was this reading. Did anyone comment on it? Nobody commented on it. See, I knew that was going to happen. It was the Gemini reading, and nobody commented on it. So let's find another. I thought this might happen in the draw this time. You got to be commenting on all the videos. Let's choose another winning video. Oh. I'm going to have to count backwards for this one because it's a high number. Okay, so let's get to the start of September and count backwards. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You prayed for this. This is commented on. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 comments on this one. Let's see who's the winning comment. Nick Tasker. Okay, Nick. Nick often comments, not on every video, but he often comments. So there we go. Nick and Laura, congratulations. Better luck next time, everybody else. Keep those comments coming, and don't forget, comment on all the videos, including the the thingy ones, horoscope ones, and the minis, because each pick a card has got 4 mini short videos, you know, and comment on all of them. So comment which one you pick on the first short that asks crystal, flower or shell, and then comment on the ones that you watch as well. Only takes a moment, but you know what, you would have been the winner because people aren't commenting on those. And so if you get to be the one that comments on the short and that's the video that comes out for the win, then you'll get it. So thanks everyone for entering those. Keep going for this month and good luck. Okay, so let's get into the reading today. Oh, it's exciting. Okay, so what about twin flames? What about those of us that want to get into a healthy relationship? Let's see what the guys have got to tell us today. Nothing's changed with me. I didn't go out this weekend, didn't want to because I'm going out on Wednesday night because it's fight night. Woo! I'm excited. I'm always excited for fight night. Let's get some cards out then. What do the guides want to tell us about 4 of Swords, rest? I've just gotten this message all the time to rest, relaxation, personally for myself. It's a time to rest. How was the full moon, everybody? Was it crazy? It's kind of a little bit crazy here, but I was kept to myself, really. I've been keeping to myself for a while, so 4 of Swords is kind of that card of keeping to yourself. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, 4 of Swords, rest, relaxation, taking it easy. I mean, we have had the message, like, not to push things, like, 2 things in life that we can't force. It's a divine timing kind of thing. We never know when it's going to happen, and that is love and death. I guess we can move death along with certain stuff that we do, right? But love, there's an element of just having to chill. I mean, we hear it over and over again, right? It's when you're not looking. I mean, it's good to know exactly what you want and kind of get yourself prepared so that you'll know how to choose to pick it when it shows up, so you know exactly who you are and you're loving and accepting yourself and you know what kind of person that you want and you're kind of waiting for them to show up. To do the work to get ourselves to that place is real good. But once we're ready, we kind of got to wait, don't we? We've got to wait for that person to show up that matches that. And keep on doing the work along the way. I was reading a book. I did my favourite Sunday thing, which is sit by the pool yesterday. On a beanbag reading a book. And I felt called out in the book because the book about a guy and a girl, of course. But he's really attracted to this woman, but he can't get involved with her because he's a school teacher and he's the school teacher and the football coach of her daughter, teenage daughter. She's not interested. Well, she really likes him too, but she can't because she's just going through a divorce and she's like, she doesn't want to see anyone. She wants to find herself and she wants to devote herself to her daughter for the last couple of years that she's kind of got with her. Before she goes off to college and uni and stuff like that. And so she wasn't looking for a relationship, nor was he. And he's got these patterns of, well, I felt called out because his friend was calling him out, saying, you always go for the emotionally unavailable ones. And he was like really laying it all out, his best friend, in this book. And I stopped reading then. And I was like, I feel called out by this. And I asked my best friend, it's like, do I do this? Because I felt totally called out. Like his best friend was talking to me about it. And he says, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. And it's like, oh, that's kind of good. That's kind of good. It's not that I go for them. It's just like sometimes I start crushing on the ones that aren't available. It's because I'm picky. This is what he said. My friend said. It's because I know what I want and I'm picky and it's rare. And then when I see it, sometimes it's in those that are kind of not available. It's rarely that I get like the emotionally unavailable. It's rare that I'll kind of go for that. But he reckons that I don't have that pattern, that it's just that kind of thing, you know. I go for a range, depending, because I know exactly what I want. Anyway, 4 of Swords. Got to chill. The Lovers. Ooh. The Lovers is very light energy. The Lovers being, yeah, not like happily ever after soulmate twin flame, but the Lovers are very light, getting involved with somebody lightly. Perhaps a lover is coming along. And like I said in the pick a card read this last time, there's quite a lot of people, I think, that watch me because there's been some comments made and emails sent and stuff, reactions saying, I don't want a player, I only want the one now, the long-term thing now. I don't want anything short-term. And there's this reluctance to even go into anything to find out whether it's your long-term person. Someone doesn't show up and say, ta-da, I'm your long-term person. No, it's like, could be, might be, might not be. We've got to get to know each other first and risk it being a short-term thing. You've got to, you know, it's like with my draw. You're like, oh, I'll only comment if it's the winning comment. It's like, well, it doesn't work that way. You've got to comment. You got to comment on them and see if it is. So there is an element that we need to. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about boundaries, and perhaps our boundaries are too tight. Not getting through. Maybe what we think we want and what we need are different. Could be, yeah, because we could have more lessons, right? I was shook up last night and I had bad dreams because of it. And the reason I was shook up, and I listened to the wrong thing. So before I went to bed, I was playing a YouTube video. What was that? I can't remember. I was listening to it's the Diary of a CEO, and he was interviewing a guy that I'd never heard of, who was a complete narcissist. And he started talking, and he was doing all like spiritual talk in a soft voice. And then he started talking about himself in the third person, and like my hackles were going up. Like this guy isn't genuine. And then we started talking in the third person, calling himself by his name, kind of thing. It was like, Claire needed to do this, and I was like, no, this is a narcissist. And so then I looked in the comments, and everyone was like, oh my God, what a narcissist! This guy isn't for real. And so I stopped listening. I stopped listening to that. I'm like, I don't need to listen to narcissists, right? So. But then the next video that was kind of there was a recent one from, what do you call her? Women of Impact. And she was interviewing a therapist that talks about narcissists. And so she was like going through 20 clues or something that someone's a narcissist. And I thought, oh, well, that would be interesting to listen to after just, you know, watching a narcissist being interviewed on a Diary of a CEO. Anyway, it wasn't a good idea to listen to that before bed, because it just brought a whole load up from that relationship, a 1 year relationship that I had with a narcissist, which was traumatic, really sucked me in completely, and so traumatic. And like everything that she was saying, it's like, yep, that's what he did. Kind of taking me through it again and again. I stopped the video and I'm like, this isn't good for me. This isn't good for me to bring all of this stuff up. Or maybe it is, maybe it is, because I am susceptible to narcissists. One, they can be very high functioning, and so I'm attracted to high functioning guys. Of course I am. And the other thing is that I'm an empath, but I'm getting better now at not just giving that out willy-nilly. So yeah, defenses are up with that. But yeah, like you say, Sharon, what do we need? It's like, do we need another lesson? Have I got it yet? It's scary. I don't want another narcissist lesson. Like, they can come into my life and I can notice it and then go, nah, no way. And I did spot one. One tried to come into my life a few years ago. It's like, no, I recognize it. There's telltale signs of narcissism. And I'm not just talking about someone with a big ego. I'm talking about someone with damage, like so much damage, but someone that hasn't done any, someone that's stuck in their workarounds for it, rather than someone that's got any self-awareness. And they can talk like they've got self-awareness, and that guy did. In that interview, that guy did. He had the right words, but there was just something off about him. Yeah, and then he started showing all the signs. And when I read the comments, I didn't to listen to any more. The comments were from people that like listened to the whole interview, and I didn't. I listened probably like the first 20 minutes, and I thought, oh hell no, I don't want to listen to a narcissist. Just BS, it's just BS. They say the words, but they've not done that introspection. But apparently he was a polyamorous type, and he said that he'd learned his lesson. But he said that he'd learned his lesson because of the way that he felt. Because he hadn't won, It's because the way he felt, not what he'd done to the other people, not that he'd hurt his partners. It was how he felt, and it's like, yeah, for sure. Didn't need to listen to that. But yeah, tricky. Tricky to spot them because they're very charismatic. So then we've got, Queen of Swords is about not lowering our boundaries. It's very important to have boundaries, but we can be closed off, right? We can be completely closed off, and sometimes that's good to be closed off. Remember, there was one of my friends on the beach a month or so ago. I was walking with her, and she said, when I first met you, you were completely closed. And yeah, I had to be. Because I was in the healing phase and I couldn't trust myself at the time. I kept on letting people in. I recognized that I kept on letting the wrong kind of people in, and so I had to just like completely close off and just keep to myself and take care of myself. There's a time and there's a place for that. We don't owe our energy to everyone else, and we don't have to be open, right? It's best to take care of ourselves. Like that book that I was reading. She was saying she's not interested in a relationship because it's time for her to find herself, find who she is, and for her daughter as well. But then there's other times, like if we're trying to manifest a relationship, that we've got to reassess our boundaries to see if we're a little bit too much closed off, The Star, there's hope. There's hope for us yet. Hey, Danielle. Well, interesting winners for the prize draw. Laura, I love that Laura's won. She supports my channel so much. She's just a regular. She gets all of them, I think. She gets all of the deeper dives. Like sometimes I would put the pick a card read up live, and she'd purchased the deeper dive straight away before she did. There wasn't even time for her to watch it, so she'd purchased it straight away. She's that like sure that she wants to watch them. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to give back to Laura. And Nick too. Nick has some interesting comments sometimes, doesn't always agree with me. I like that. Page of Wands. Oh, the Page of Wands is having an eye out for people. Page, the start of something when you notice somebody. So it's kind of on the lookout. Wands is attraction. It's action, attraction. It's energy in, I want to say motion, but that's kind of what people call emotion, don't they? Energy in motion. I don't mean that. I mean movement. It's a pull. Who do you have a pull toward? Who's attracting you? Yeah. This is your energy, not someone that's watching you, not someone that's attracted to you, but like, who are you attracted to? Who are you attracted to? Next to the star, being hopeful about that. Tell us more. No, that's too many. Ace of Wands. Again, attraction, start of something. Ace of Wands, the phallic card, that it can signify sexual attraction, which is important. King of Pentacles, and the stability as well. So perhaps that's what we're hoping for, is to be attracted to someone, to notice somebody, for someone to come in, for us to be attracted to them. Ace of Wands for kind of passionate new start, but King of Pentacles, stable too. So a strong chemistry, plus they're a stable kind of a person, King of Pentacles energy. Is this saying it's coming in, or is this saying what to look out for? I don't know. Rest up anyway, Four of Swords, first card out. Not active pursuit. This means not active pursuit. This means knowing yourself, being happy in yourself, responding to the clues that you get, you know, like when you watch movies and read books and stuff like that, and it triggers you, and watch YouTube videos and it triggers you, and it's like, well, there's something to look out for here. You know, with that narcissist, I was very attracted to him. Very attracted to him. It was intense, a really intense relationship, as they are. We lived on a yacht together, so we were like on a small space for a year. It was not that small, it was a huge yacht. But yeah, very intense relationship. Very attractive relationship too. They are beautiful cards. Let's get the other deck that goes with them out, the Oracle deck. So that's the Tower of Mystical Moments, and this is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. I got this before the Tower of Mystical Moments. I like getting unusual, rare decks. I haven't done it for a while. Perhaps I should get some more decks. There's a shop in Bangkok that they've got an online shop, and they sell all mystical stuff, and it's unusual decks that they've got in there. So let's get some of these cards out. I have to read these ones out because I can't remember what they're about, but these are beautiful artwork as well, obviously by the same artist. It's Katrin Weltz-Stein who creates them, but I don't know who the artist is. Let's see. Eyes are terrible. Got some new readers. They haven't arrived yet. It says, get in a relaxed mood by listening to calm music, lighting a candle, preparing a hot cup of tea. Well, I've got coffee and I've got an oil burner on. We're halfway there. Doesn't say who the artist is. Anyway, let's pick some cards out. We've got one already. No rain today. Happy. It's a happy card. If anyone wants a mini read, you can book one in, by the way. If you've got a question for your higher self or you want some guidance for something, go for it. There's the link. 37, no rain today. Comfort, positive view of life, energy, shine. In this card, we see the sun banishing a crying cloud. There will be no rain today. The sun gives warmth and comfort. Her rays grant life and strength. They chase away grief and loss. Yeah, grief and loss. We might have more of that coming out. It did feel like yesterday I was kind of pushed into the direction of facing again another layer of that narcissist relationship too. It had a lot of impact on me, that relationship. Positive and negative. On dark days, turn your face toward the sun and let the shadows fall behind you. Slip on your dancing shoes, if only for a moment, and let the energy move through your body. Surround yourself with positive, happy people to foster an environment where you can shine. I'm doing that on this island for sure. And I'm going to be dancing on Wednesday night. At last, I have enough fight night on a night where I don't have to do this show the next morning. So I can feel, yeah, it does feel like no more tears, doesn't it? But it feels like more like, to me, it feels more like getting the last of those tears out. Perhaps revisiting something that caused you grief from the new perspective where you're at now. I think that's sometimes why we have these layers, you know. We look back at something, and each time we look back, it kind of gets easier. We get a little bit more clarity because we're a new person each time we look back. Aren't we? We've grown. We know more about ourselves. We've healed a little bit more. We've got a little bit more distance from it. We've learned a little bit more. Even though I know how to spot a narcissist now, what worries me is him and the narcissist that tried to come into my life a few years ago have been the best matches for me. Do you know what I mean? Not the narcissism, but everything else about them. And it's like, when I think of it, I think, yeah, I'm looking for someone that's like them. Of course, not a narcissist, but someone that is like them. So it's kind of confusing for me. You have a collection of decks, oracles, and crystals. Cool, Danielle. What's your favorite deck, Danielle? So no rain today. Yeah, it's a card of feeling better, isn't it? Feeling better. Getting over grief, feeling better. Perhaps facing it again. Perhaps. And then after that, I'd woken up with a bad dream in the middle of the night about being on a yacht again, about all of that kind of thing. Hi, Barbara. And then that was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and so I was a little bit shaken up, thinking I shouldn't have listened to those narcissism videos before bed. And so then I put my daily on, because my daily had been published, and listened to that, and it was exactly what I needed to hear. You know, it's like, don't focus on those things. Don't focus on it anymore. It's like, you're right, Claire of 2 weeks back when you were making this video. That's exactly what I needed to hear, is to stop focusing on it. Whee! We've got Night Ride. Aren't they beautiful, these cards? An owl. I think taking care of another owl and riding on the back of an elephant. 46, Night Ride. Night Rider. Yes, narcissistic abuse. And I really don't think they mean to do it. I think they're just in this really reactive state to their trauma, not conscious of how they're trying to get around their trauma, not conscious of themselves, not having done that internal work, too scared to do the internal work. God, yeah, if you try and, like, I did try and get him to look at what was going on, and his ego would just react to that, you know. Tricky. And the one that was being interviewed as well about it, this therapist, she was saying there's a lot of them out there because there's a lot of traumatized people out there, and one of two things happens, right? It's like me and my brother, one of two things happens. You either become the abuser, so my brother very much with the narcissistic traits too, and I had, like, we've all got narcissistic traits, but it's like, do you let them take over? And I kind of did when I was younger. There were, especially around relationships, like romantic relationships. I just didn't have any good examples of being in a romantic relationship. And so I pretty much, like, copied my parents at first. And that didn't go very well. But yeah, they kind of get stuck in that and don't address themselves. Don't ever address it. Don't ever look back. It's like, to me, I often wondered why my brother became like the worst abuser ever, when he too experienced exactly the same thing as I did. And I came to the conclusion, like, I would never want anyone else to feel that again, and I certainly don't want to do it to anyone. And he didn't reach that conclusion, right? Which is wisdom. Yeah, you can't win. You can't win with a narcissist at all. It's just impossible. And I was kind of, with my narcissist relationship, I was kind of proud of myself because I tried. It gave me a lot of practice at speaking out and trying to address these things, and I was proud of myself for doing that. But of course it never worked. It would never take accountability, not for one thing. It was about winning and losing for him. And so the better I communicated, the more he was a loser. He felt that he was losing, and then would, take it up a notch. Anyway. Night ride. Protector, wonder in the night, big brother, friendship. An elephant transports 2 owls on his back, a mother with her young bird child. Protectively, she's folded her wing over the young owl's head. The elephant rides through the night, blowing stars up into the sky through his trunk. Connected with magic and wonder, the elephant is a protector, a strong shoulder to lean on in all times. Even during dark times, you can feel safe and secure behind him. Now, while I was reading that out, I was getting this feeling from our spirit guides of, like, imagine what it's like for our spirit guides, right? Considering that there's been a lot of abuse, there's a lot of traumatized people. Pretty much everyone's traumatized, right? And here we are, as empaths, are coming through that, having healed ourselves as best we can from it, pieced ourselves back together, asking for these healthy relationships. And our spirit guides are going, ooh, it's gnarly out there. We're going to have to get her prepared. We're going to have to make sure that she knows about boundaries, because it's gnarly out there. She's going to think her match is this one and this one and this one. And it doesn't help with tarot readers and spiritual people saying, twin flames, they're this dysfunction, that dysfunction, that dysfunction, and you're tied to them, you've got to put up with it. No, you don't. Your lesson is to learn the boundaries and not put up with that, and know that that's not what is meant for you, not if you're manifesting a healthy relationship. So yeah, it doesn't help that people get taught that yeah, it's just a sign, the runner, chaser, and all of these things that we've heard about twin flame relationships. That's a sign of dysfunction. It's not a sign of a twin flame relationship. So through the years in this show, the guides have been teaching us how to be more discerning. That was the biggest kind of thing that they were teaching us for a long time, is like, you've got to choose better. You just got to choose better. We can't be of that mindset, that magical mindset of, oh, the universe put this person in front of me, they must be exactly right for me. No. As you raise your vibration, you're going to be you're shining, right? Like that no rain today, you're really shining out. You've got to have more boundaries than ever. They wear so many masks. Yeah. Oh, they switch it up, don't they? Man. Yeah, it's so tricky. Mine just set me up. it set me up completely. You know, around other people, so that he had ammunition against me. It would just be a complete setup, and I'd kind of go along with it, and then be like shocked when he would do something in front of other people, you know, to kind of show me up as if I'd done something, and it totally manipulated the situation. And then his friends would be like, "Oh my God, she's terrible." I'm like, "What the hell? He did that." So it's like they can manipulate situations so that everyone else gaslights you. Just so that they feel like they're winning, just to protect their ego. That's why they do it, right? Yikes. It was just so much trauma. It was so much trauma, and it took me a long time to get over it. I was a shell of myself when I came out of it. And I can't believe it. Like, I was so strong going into it too. I don't know. Crazy. Not as strong as I am now, though. Pure nature. This card came up last time. I was using this deck as well last week. 7, pure nature. Can't remember what she's about, though. Oh, my eyes are bad. Grace, blooming, youth, freshness. This young girl is flourishing as she develops into a woman. She loves her body and is aware of her unique beauty. Just as this girl does, cherish the beauty nature has given to you. See the softness and grace, and keep the secrets of youth in your heart. Oh, that's tricky, isn't it? Youth and innocence. I want to be that again. I want to be open. But then when you like learn of all these things, like, oh, what people do, and to be careful of that, being this young, innocent, open heart to get into a relationship, so hard, isn't it? We're more like the Queen of Swords than this. See the softness and grace, and keep the secrets of youth in your heart. The red peony symbolizes respect and honor. Ideals that must be recognized in ourselves before we can genuinely share our true nature with others. There we go. There we have it. Did you hear that? See the softness and grace, and keep the secrets of youth in your heart. So keep those safe in your heart, but don't necessarily have them out there, because you will get abused. You will. The red peony symbolizes respect and honor. So you're respecting and honoring yourself, right? You're keeping that softness within your heart open within you and your select people that you can trust. Ideals that must be recognized in ourselves before we can genuinely share our true nature with others. So before you share it with others, it's keeping that really safe in yourself. Your grace and your softness and your nurturing and your empathy and all of that, keeping it so precious within yourself, because it's such a beautiful thing. You've got such a beautiful heart and such a beautiful nature that it really needs to be protected. That's why the night ride, that's what I was getting with this night ride too. It's not just our guides trying to protect us. This is what we need to do. We are both of these. That's us. That's our inner child. We've got to be taking good, greatest care of ourselves now. So this isn't saying like, don't battle yourself in trying to be open and trying not to have boundaries and all of that kind of thing. And boundaries are very important. You need to be choosing well. And only the people that truly deserve it, that have proved that they deserve it, should be the recipient of this openness and this beauty that's within us. In other words, make them work for it. In other words, you don't need to prove worthy of love by showing someone that you're open and graceful and nurturing and loving and all of that kind of thing. Let them presume that you are, because you are loving and respecting yourself, and let them get over your boundaries. Oh, thanks, Danielle. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to click like before you click off. And I hope you have a good day at work and at the doctor's. Just written your daily cards. Protecting ourselves, keeping openness to a select few. There we go. Picking up on the same energies. Yes, and that is, if like me, you're questioning yourself, Because sometimes I'm like, am I just like too closed? This is the conversation I was having with my best friend yesterday. I'm like, am I too closed? And he's like, you're very selective. It's like, yeah, but is that me being perfectionist, you know? And being too closed? It's like, you know what you want? True. But I seem to always be in this battle with myself of like, am I keeping what I want away from me because I'm being too closed down? Because like, everyone says to me, Claire, you can have anyone you want. Like I've got an island full of men interested in me, whether they're married with someone else or whether they're single. And I'm not interested in them. They're not the right one for me, none of them. And everyone's like, Claire, what are you doing alone? Like you can have your pick of anyone. You could have anyone. And it's like, yeah. But I know the kind of person that I want, and really good friends would know that he's not here yet, that one that is the match for me. And I just can't lower my standards. I just can't. I won't do it to myself. I do. My home is my castle. And home is more than just our space, right? My home is my castle. It's ourselves. Very empressy, this card, isn't it? She seems to be offering part of it, doesn't she? But she's keeping most of it to herself. A castle's still there on her shoulders. Built something up for herself. My home is my castle. Let's read it. 39. My new readers. These ones are terrible because I keep them in my thing. They're just, look, can you see how scratched up they are? Can't just see a thing through them. I've ordered some new ones and they come in a little case, like thinner ones in a case so that I can pop them in the case. I only use them for like doing my nails and sometimes fine print on stuff. Listening to your intuition, yes. 39. My home is my castle. The woman on the experience of life, growth, knowledge, age. The woman on the card carries a big castle on her shoulders. The castle is solid. It seems like it was growing each year of her life, right? This is what we've just been talking about, right? The castle stands for the woman's soul. Inside its enduring walls, she keeps all her memories, thoughts, knowledge, and feelings. The older the woman gets, the more this fortress of life grows. It keeps her company, defends her against pain, and provides foundation for a true self to continue its journey. But look what she's doing. It doesn't mention that in the card. She's got part of her castle in her hand there, ready to offer it to someone. It's only part of it there. It's not all of it. You know how we used to get into relationships and just like, yeah, everything, have everything. I'll just stop like living my life and start living your life, that kind of thing. It's like, no, don't do it. Keeping what you've built on your shoulders and just offering part of it, just part of it. You can have a little part of it. You can have a little bit of my time. You can have a little part of me, but you can't have the whole lot because that's mine and I'm keeping it for myself. Okay, let's get some more cards out then. Which cards? Let's do Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. And close the curtains because the sun's come out. Guys don't know either. There is a friend here at the moment. I think he's leaving tomorrow. And he used to come visit this island every year. He was involved with the old gym that I was involved with too. Both of us looking after their Facebook page and stuff like that, the online stuff. And he's staying in this resort. He went away to the mainland for a week or so. And he just came back and bumped into him yesterday. And he told me what he's been doing while he's been here. And he was hanging out with a narcissist. And I said to him, you know, most people won't have anything to do with this one. He's a fully malignant narcissist too. He's one of the really evil types that is a psychopath, which means he takes great delight in other people's pain. He likes to interfere in people's lives, and he finds fun in that. So he's the worst type of narcissist. And he's been hanging out with him. And so I explained to him what he's like. I'm like, most people won't have anything to do with him. You're hanging out with him. And he's like, all I know is, like, you know, I only know him to go out drinking with him and having a good time. It's like, well, yeah, that's the way it starts, you know. That's the way it starts. But spend enough time with you and he'll do the same thing to you too, so watch out. Same. There was a great guy that moved to this island, but he only lasted about 6 months here, 4 or 5, maybe 6 months. And same, he was hanging out with him too. And both of these guys are good guys. And so it's not just us. The guys, they are just as susceptible to hanging out with these people, to being in some kind of like bro relationship with these people too. Okay, divine masculine. When I'm talking about divine masculine, I'm talking about the masculines that are doing the inner work, the ones that are actually not just talking the talk, but actually walking the walk, the ones that are introspective, the ones that are developing self-awareness. There is quite a few narcissists out there that in the spiritual realm, I don't want to say realm, in like talking the talks or the spiritual words and stuff like that, and they are just manipulators. Unfortunately, there's a lot of them. When I was living in Byron Bay, which is kind of like a hub of spiritual people, there was a lot of them, guys. So much so that if a guy says it is into Tantra, I know he's one of them. He's one of them. Like, there's hardly any that are straight up in that kind of spiritual space that are straight up good people. There are some, but there's not many, hey? So, divine masculine, but we're talking about the energy of the divine masculines here, the ones that are doing that work, the ones that want to, the ones that are trying to figure out, like, how to be the man that they want to be. The lover. Lovers. Gnosis. So that's a deep inner knowing of like who they are and what they want and all of that kind of thing. Perhaps what they want in a lover. The pilgrim on a spiritual mission for that. Divine masculine. Oh. The vessel and the seed. The vessel, a very feminine card. So it's like they're looking for a woman that can hold or receive something or hold something. Yeah, very feminine card, the vessel. But like can hold some kind of an energy. And the seed is planted. Don't know. They obviously know what it is that they want, and it's about lover, about partnership. So they are aware of that. Gnosis right in the middle. There's a deep knowing. It's gnosis energy is when we just know something, like deep within us, we know that. So they're on a spiritual path to it. And the seed is planted, suggesting that perhaps we've met them already, or they are in search, you know. What about divine feminine? Divine feminine energy, of course. Divine feminine's being those of us that are on this path, that are learning about ourselves, that are lifting our game of what it is that we want, especially around relationships. And everything really, not just around relationships. Because I think everything else comes first, right? I don't think we're ready for a relationship until everything else has come first. The temple, now, very nice energies. That is like that. It's like this. Us having our castle, our, you know, the temple. My body is a temple. My space is just really honouring ourselves and our space. Very nice. What else? Divine feminine energies at the moment. Divine feminine energies at the moment. Ready for a new start. The poet, there's a romance in the poet. Ready for, starborn. Ready for a new start. Like a romantic new start, for good times, for something poetic, like poetic justice, you know, like perhaps if you've felt that you've been through a logical phase of figuring out kind of how you've been going wrong, how you've been choosing wrong, and healing yourself and all of that kind of thing, and it's time for the magic to start again, for romance, for something, perhaps for joy, you know. Because it's hard work, isn't it, getting ourselves to the point of being ready. And it's got to be for something. When we put a lot of inner work into ourselves, we deserve a medal. Yeah, medallion. We do. We deserve a medal. We deserve good times from it. Whenever I've done inner work, whenever I get an aha about myself, or I've done some like deep inner work and it's been hard, you know, having to face something or whatever, I usually get a reward at the end of it. Like life gets a bit better, right? And this is divine feminine energy, kind of ready for that. I'm ready for life to get better. I'm ready for my reward. With the Mystic card as well, there's a feeling like of knowing it's coming, transformation is coming. See, there's two eyes in this, and they're kind of in a teardrop shape, both of them. It's like seeing through the tears. Deserving a reward, but something is hanging on by a thread. There's something hanging on by a thread. So there's something in our energy that is hanging on by a thread. We need to find out what that is. What is it that you think is hanging on by a thread? Use these healing mantra cards. These are really good if you're into the inner work, by the way, and if you're into card decks and oracles. This is the healing mantra deck by somebody or other, I don't know. It'll be in, for this show, I've got all the decks that I use in the show notes, in the see more section, in the description section of this video. It's the healing mantra deck. So what's holding on by a thread in us, in divine feminine? Deconstructing doubt. That doubt, you see, that's what I said, right? That I recognize it. I keep on doubting myself, keep on questioning myself. And that's how narcissists get us to question ourselves too. That's how gaslighting works. It's because if I say to you, or someone says to me, that our type of people, self-aware kind of people, if we're having a conversation with someone and they say, oh, have you thought of this? We will think of it, because we're good at looking at ourselves from a different angle of when we've got the self-awareness, we can do that. We can think about how other people might feel, what we're doing to them, or seeing things from a different perspective, seeing ourselves from a different perspective, like contemplating whether their perspective or what they've just kind of said to us, it could be right, yeah? And that is great when we're talking amongst ourselves, and when we're like, have you considered this? You know, when your best friend says to you, well, maybe you're a little bit closed down and you can consider that. A narcissist says something like, it plants the seed of doubt in you, and they have you like questioning yourself, and they want you to question yourself. They're like, no, you're crazy or something. You know, they want you to think that you're crazy. And we'll consider it. Am I crazy? Right? Because we're good at that. We're good at considering things. But when we're talking to narcissists, it doesn't help. So this doubt could be what's hanging on by a thread and makes us susceptible to them. We've really got to know ourselves to the point of when someone suggests something, if you thought that, you know, you could be crazy. And you go, no, definitely not crazy. So when we stop questioning ourselves, we stop being susceptible to being gaslit. Only my beliefs are in my way. So once whatever way you're questioning yourself, like, am I being too guarded? Am I not being open enough? Or all of those kind of things. So that's what's hanging on by a thread, doubting ourselves and uncovering confidence. Being okay to be confident. Is it okay to be confident? Yes, it is. Not to a narcissist. It's not okay to a narcissist. To a narcissist, they think you're in competition with them if you're being confident. They want to bring you down. It's interesting. Narcissists, they are attracted to someone that they think is better than them, and then they bring them down because they've got to be in competition with them because they want to be with them because they're kind of better than them, but then to be comfortable with them, they've got to bring them down so that they feel better about themselves. So confidence. Uncovering confidence. I'm the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. So not doubting and being more confident, that is the thread that's hanging on here. So that's the work that we need to do. Questioning ourselves. And that's not to say, like, never consider another perspective or anything like that, because we need to do that, of course, because we can grow more. But what this is saying is that this is causing a problem for us, for romantic relationships. Again, I think the narcissist stuff is very important here, not to be susceptible to them. Because when we're talking about divine masculine, the narcissist is going to come across as that, as the divine masculine. And we have to be careful. Be careful out there. Okay, well, that is what I've got. Thanks everyone for coming along. Don't forget to click like before you click off. I'll be doing a pick a card read. It's Monday, so it's the Love Tarot. Check that out later on my YouTube channel. If I have done, I haven't had time. I've done Cancer, the week ahead readings for Cancer. What comes after Cancer? Leo and Virgo. I just haven't had time to put them out yet because it takes quite a while to publish the shorts and all of that kind of thing, to just like publish it. I just haven't had time. But I'll be putting those out hopefully this week at some point. You're welcome, Sharon. Thanks for coming along. Let's do this all over again in 2 days' time. And don't forget, you can book in for those one question readings at any time so I can actually do them in this show. And good luck with October's draw as well. Don't forget to keep on commenting on my videos, clicking like, being a subscriber to my channel, and come down. Oh, wait. Someone's booked in. Oh no, it's a full reading. Don't worry, and healing. Cool. I thought there was a mini read coming there. I didn't notice it, but no, it's a full reading. All good. So thanks everyone for coming along, booking your one question readings. Check out my pick a card read later. Let's do this all over again in 2 days' time. Bye. Have a good one, everybody. See ya.